if you want to work together with people of a totally different culture, it's really important to try to understand all these small gestures that they are doing and why they are doing it, and also to explain why you are working differently. Because if you want to work together, it's not about implementing your way of working, but try to like understand each other. At a certain point, we had a workshop where we had to make adobe bricks. You could already see that you really had to try to mix different times, and that the form that you made, you had to adjust a little because it was breaking or cracking. And I think also here in the project, one of the first things that we discovered is that we had to have a lot of patience and like trying to test things and redo them until they were like on point, and that these tests take their time, but in the end it's worth it because you can really see the difference. We work together with a woman in atelier at our house. We try to involve them in like small side projects, and I think through the participatory design approach that we could see that it was sometimes in the beginning really difficult to get the woman involved. From my point of view, that was because in the beginning we were really trying to involve them in our side projects, such as, for example, we were having an idea with ceramics to make a pattern, or to like some new ideas and to develop it together with them. But that was really difficult because they were quite uncomfortable doing something that they don't really know with people they don't know. But at a certain point then we came together and we were talking about the doors of the closets. And we said, like, the door's gonna be quite expensive. We are also thinking of making curtains. Could you help us with it? Because we don't know anything about it. And then they were really like enthusiastic and passionate about it to organize and everything. And then they kind of let the whole process of making these curtains themselves. And we asked them to come once a week, but in the end they were there every day to make the curtains. And you could see that they were like laughing, and then we just like let them work, but in the end we were having tea together and like eating things, and it was really like a activity, and they would really love it. And I studied interior architecture, so my approach was more to like finishing and like interior design in the beginning. But I think during the process of being here in the internship, the most interesting thing was that sometimes I really wanted to do something. For example, making the lamps. It was one of the first things that I wanted to do when I was here for some time alone. But then you really have to adapt to what is going on, and also just help people in other aspects of the building. The local craftsmen, I kind of met them in two ways. The first time I was here for a long time alone, and it was a big group of men, so it was quite uncomfortable. But then they really tried to make me feel at ease and to show me that everything I was doing, that I was just fine, and then I could take my time for things. When I was saying all the time, like, sorry, I cannot carry this, it's too heavy, sorry for this, sorry for that, they would say, like, stop saying sorry, like, mashi mushki, it's no problem, just try. And it's better to sometimes take like little steps and go than to try to do everything perfect in the beginning and just take your time and learn things. Yeah, it was really nice to live here with the people. They have a totally different culture, but I think in a lot of ways we can learn a lot of them. For example, time-wise, trying to be really efficient, and sometimes here it's impossible to be efficient. And they would always say inshallah, which means if God wants it, which for us sounds like a maybe, which we don't like to hear. We just want to hear, yes, it's going to be fine. But in the end, you learn that sometimes it is maybe, and you just have to adapt to what's going on. And like, if it's not at the point that you wanted it to be, it will be later, and inshallah, it will be fine.